Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Get Ahead Challenge. 5 days to change your money situation and set yourself up for financial success. Today, moving right along into day three's material, is all about how to maximize your savings. Now, I really want you to think about this. Are you tapping into your true savings potential? So, are you saving as much money as you possibly could? And if you are you making sure that you are saving the smartest way possible? If you answered no, that's okay because I'm going to show you how to do just that. It all starts with getting specific with your savings. You may remember back in lesson 1, I talked about the importance of identifying the why behind your goals. I really want you to think about this because the why, as I mentioned before, is what's going to keep you motivated to keep building your savings, to keep budgeting, to keep tracking your spending, and to keep the unnecessary spending or the wants-only spending to a minimum. Now, your savings should always have a purpose. So there should never be an instance where you are just saving money to save money. That's not a bad thing, but when you give your savings a purpose, you're always working towards something. You are working towards goals, and once you achieve them, cross them off the list and move on to the next one. So you want to have a specific purpose for each and every savings. Now, if you are saving for something specific, like a house or a car or whatever the case may be, I want you to get detailed on how much you need and when you need it by. This will allow you to make a plan and include it in your budget so that you're saving just enough to ensure you have what you need by the due date. I also want you to create separate savings accounts for each goal if you are saving for multiple things at once. Saving for multiple things at once can be done, and if it is being done, make sure you have separate accounts for each savings goal. You may be thinking, well, what if I never had a savings? If you don't know where to start with your savings goals, here are a few ideas to get you started. Start by saving $1,000 for small emergencies, which we all know come up when we least expect it. Then focus on saving 1 month's worth of bills, so you're always a month ahead. And then try saving for your next rather large one-time purchase. So maybe you want a new TV. Start saving for it. Get specific on when you want to purchase a TV by and how much you'll need so you can start saving for it accordingly. Now you'll also want to leverage resources to help you save. Nowadays, thankfully, there are plenty of resources, free and paid for, to help people save and budget their money better. Try savings apps like Digit. I love Digit. It's basically an app that links to your primary checking account, has this crazy special algorithm that determines how much money it can take from your checking account and move to your Digit savings account, and it makes sure to take just enough to where you won't miss it. So it's very small amounts, like maybe 75 cents, $5, $10, $1. It changes each time, but it always takes just enough based on your activity so that you're never overdrafting or anything like that. It's a great resource. I use it and I love it. Clarity Money is also a great resource. Acorns. It's almost like a keep the change app that invests for you. Stash is another great app. Now, Banks also offer resources to help people save more. Take advantage of things like Keep the Change, which Bank of America does, which every time you spend money, whatever change that rounds up that purchase to the nearest dollar is moved out of your checking account into a savings account. Wells Fargo has a way to save. Every time you use your debit card, a dollar moves from your checking to your savings. You can also do automatic transfers, which we talked about in detail in Lesson 1. Balance alerts are also great resources, especially if you have your automatic transfer set up. If your checking account balance goes under $25, but your next transfer goes out tomorrow for $30, you'll know to cancel that transfer so you don't go overdraft. Now that we've talked about a few resources to help you save more, let's dive into how you can get the most bang for your buck when you do start saving money consistently. Online bank accounts. I love, love, love online bank accounts. I recommend them to my clients. I've used them for years. They are amazing. So online bank accounts are offered by online-only banks, so you won't find any brick and mortar locations. And they offer extremely high interest rates compared to regular banks like Wells Fargo or Bank of America, where Wells Fargo and Bank of America, Chase, etc. will give 0.1% interest. An online bank will give 1% interest. The difference is night and day. Another great thing about online bank accounts is there are never any fees, rarely are there minimum balance requirements, and you can transfer money in and out without charge. So some online bank accounts that I recommend: Synchrony, which I have and I love; Ally, American Express Bank, whom I also have and love; Capital One, and Discover. Once you make the change to an online bank account, you will not regret it. So maybe you're wondering, okay, what's the catch, Rhea? This all sounds great, but something's got to be up. And to be quite honest, there is no catch. One thing I will say though, is if you do need your money immediately, it's not going to happen. Since it's in an online savings account, when you do need to take money out, it may take 1 to 3 business days to transfer to your primary checking. But that's the only catch, if you even consider that a catch. Now let's talk about simple long-term investing, which is also a great way to save more and get more bang for your buck. Investing is a great way to save money long-term and increase the total amount saved because you're getting a return on that investment. A 401k is a perfect example of long-term investing at its finest. Long-term investment strategies are made up of funds that grow over time. So you're not just invested in one particular stock, you're invested in a multitude of different things so that over time you can earn money on what you invest. And I will say the average historical rate of return is about 8%, which you won't find at any bank, especially a Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or even your online savings accounts. If you don't know where to start, I highly suggest Betterment. It's a great, easy option to get started with. You can deposit as little as $10 a month into an account that invests for you and watch your money grow over time. You can also change how risky you want that account to be. Do you want to be primarily invested in stocks, which could yield to the most growth? Or do you want to play it safe and maybe invest in bonds, which, while don't grow as much as stocks do, they still grow better than your typical savings account. Now, saving money isn't just about putting money away into an account. There are also other ways to save, which include CDs or certificates of deposit, owning property, collecting cash, spare change counts, cutting your expenses, and going on a spending fast. Now, if you're wondering what the best way to save more money is, I'm going to share it with you. The best way to save more money is to, drum roll please, make more money. The power of income is truly amazing. Talked about this before, but I want to remind you again because it's so important. There is a cap on how much you can cut back. Money has to go out every month for you to survive. That's fine. You can get it as low as possible, but the amount of income you can earn is infinite. There is no cap on how much income you can make. And I want to stress this by saying the average millionaire has 7 streams of income. So the average millionaire is going to a job every day, but that's only one form of income. They still average 6 other streams of income. So it's time for you to start working on your income streams. And me too, actually. And one thing to keep in mind too is the more money you make, the faster you can reach your goals, especially if you have a budget and you're tapping into your true savings potential. Now, I do want to say more money does not instantly mean more progress, especially if your habits aren't up to par. But since you're learning what it takes to get ahead and succeed financially, when you do come into more money, you will know what to do with it so that you can reach your goals. Now, everyone's situation is a little different, so you have to get creative with the ways you can earn more money just based on your situation. But here are a few ideas to get you started. Get a part-time or second job. Ask for a raise at your primary job. I mean, how easy is that to get paid more money for the job you already do? Start a side hustle or a side business. Get a blog up and running. Once you start getting more traffic to the blog, you can monetize it. Sell your old or unused, unwanted items. Tutor, babysit, pet sit, house sit. There are plenty of things you can do to bring more money in. One thing you may also want to consider is passive income. And if you've never heard this term before, I'm going to explain it to you, and I promise you'll never forget it. Passive income is income that is earned without an exchange of time, except maybe for the initial investment. But basically, it means you can earn money while you're sleeping. How cool is that? So why is passive income so important? Well, it allows you to earn money from anywhere. Since passive income is income earned without an exchange of time, doesn't matter where you are, you can make some money. This will allow you to focus your efforts on other things. So passive income can be a stream of income while you're focusing on other streams of income. Passive income also allows you to get ahead faster because you don't have to exchange your time in order to make some money. So what are some examples of passive income? Well, rent a room. Renting out a room doesn't require anything from you except maybe sharing your space, but no exchange of time is necessary. Invest long term. Also something that doesn't require an exchange of time. Lastly, sell digital products. So basically, you could create an ebook, create an online course, create a website, create digital products that can bring you money, but you only spent your time creating them. Once the product is created, you can get paid for years and years and years. Now, I will say this, more money does not equal happiness. But when managed properly, it can mean freedom to do the things you want, and that leads to happiness. All right, ladies, now it's time for you to take some action. I want you to take the time to identify the why behind your savings. Give your savings account a purpose. I also want you to consider the resources I shared today to help you save more money. Highly, highly, highly encourage you to consider an online bank account. May be tempting at first, it may be worrisome at first because you may have never heard of an online bank account, but I promise you, once you make the switch, you won't regret it. And lastly, I challenge you to think of ways you can start making more money. We all got 7 streams of income to work on, so we can be up there with the average millionaire. All right, ladies, I will see you next time.